Yeah, well, happy Friday. Do. Oh yeah, it's Friday, bitches. And we're just gonna do some organization today. I don't know what else to do. Hey, said Unicorn Kitty. How you doing? It is so weird. Look, your color changed from blue to orange. That scares me. Yeah, I don't want to get. Oh, you changed it. Are you just gonna change it just to fuck with me? Oh yeah, look at the bees. We have bees now. Bees nuts. Oh, we could make bees that produce nuts and call them bees nuts. That would be good to add. Yeah, I would be happy to add that. But yeah, I'm thinking just today that we're gonna do some organization. Dude, it's so fucking good. On the so many people would like that. On one of the games I made, there's an achievement called Massive Load, which I didn't think would get past the publisher, but it did. For like a Peggy 3 game or something. I'm still pretty happy about that. And I think there was also a... Let's just say there was an in-game company called Chipka, which is Polish for pussy. I'm pretty proud about that one too. Well, if it's funny enough, it's fine. That's true. Yeah, I didn't know what to do today just because we do have that half day and we're going to be playing Talos Principle later. But I figured before we go into kind of adding in ingredients to the rest of this world area, I'd like to organize things well enough that it's not going to be a huge pain later. So yeah, I just figured we'd chill, we'd chat, and I would organize things. And if we, I don't think it's gonna take too long to do it. So then we can just dive into working on something. But I have assets everywhere. I have shit like in ingredients that's doesn't even make sense to be here, and I don't know. I gotta figure it out. We don't even have, there's a. Let me see if I can find it. UE4. Oh god, where did I put it? I think I pinned it somewhere in my Discord. It's the style guide. It's Unreal Engine style guide. Yeah, it's this. This is a very good style guide for how to organize your assets and folders. I gotta do better with it. Do not use developer folders, yeah. I kind of skipped over it because I felt like it would be boring content, but now I was like, maybe I just should have done it. Organization, yeah. I'm not gonna be sad that I did this later on. I'm just gonna be, it's annoying to do, right? I do some of these things already, but not enough. Okay, yeah, like heart should be S_heart. It's a static mesh. PFX. I don't know if it's supposed to be PFX. Cascade particle system. Let's see if there's something specific for Cascade. Cascade. Particle system. PS. Do you think Plastic recognizes these as moves? Or as renames, I mean? Yeah, it does, I think. Gotta fix up the redirectors. Okay, default text material emissive. Two structures, jar storage and potion. Oh, we do store our potion data as structure, okay. That's nice. Because when we actually do create the potions in the inventory system, we can just kind of implement it. This is my brain needed tonight. I kept on making myself cry when I was trying to sleep, so this is perfect distraction. I hope you're doing well, but I will do my best to distract you. We could talk about the the Jewish tunnel in New York. Or Twitch and Discord lane. I mean, all these tech companies laying off staff is not... It was gonna happen. EP Proto Cube. What the fuck do I use this for? Proto Cube. What? Oh, yeah, okay, I know what this is for. Let me add a new folders then, developers. Recolor this to nice bright red. Mix up. Yeah, this is the perfect time if we want to talk about some shit. I could say this, as much as I've been complaining about Baldur's Gate 3, I am doing another playthrough on honor mode, which I actually am liking a lot more than my other playthrough. Like I've liked Tactician more than just the regular game mode, but I like honor mode now even more than Tactician. That sounds exciting. It yeah, it's tough for sure. It is difficult, but the having only one save and you can't save scum certainly changes the way that you approach different areas and different problems. Knowing that I can't save scum or freely fuck up. Planet emissiveness curve float. Curve. Curve underscore. I will say this though, having done 3 playthroughs now, and having played, you know, quite a bit in early access, it's easier because I know what areas contain what things. I didn't know what save scumming was until I started watching people play games. Have you not played like a lot of games where save scumming is a thing before? The game instance and the game mode, these should be in core. Source code configuring and text files may need find replace for what? Just add a new game and new save slot. But you never like reload saves if you screw something up in it like an RPG. I processing. Okay, these should go in here, but I'm a little scared because it's telling me that I have to screw around with any. Well, we should move them. They should be organized there. They should not be here. Now I keep retrying the whole game till I get it right. UE5 move game instant. I saved scum a bit when I played Baldur's Gate 3. Some of that was frustrations with the dialogue system, and it wouldn't warn me about certain things. However, I've done this 3 times. So I've played Baldur's Gate 3 times, and every single time I restart Act 1, I realize how good Act 1 is. It's not perfect, but it is very, very good. And then I get to Act 3 and I realize how shoddy Act 3 is. That's probably going to happen again this time, if I make it that far, because if you die in honor mode, you remove the honor mode status. Source code config ini. This is it. Name folder without destroying project. Yeah, it's very high stakes. The only way it happens is if your entire party dies. So, you can have individual people go down and resurrect them and stuff. So mainly for me, the biggest issue is I need to get Shadowheart, which is our cleric, to have level 3 spells, because then I can revivify with my cleric, which will save me a lot of money and effort with scrolls. But at some point, Act 2 is very easy, especially with Shadowheart. Act 1, I'd say the biggest issues are just the start of the game, because especially depending on what class you start as, you might have 9 HP, right? What would be the other ones in Act 1? Killing the goblins is easy, they're really terrible. And you can deal with them in like packs, so you don't have to take them all on at once. The hag fight can be a little bit difficult, but if you overlevel, you should be fine. Monastery isn't too bad. You can deal with the Gith in packs too. I don't know. Underforge, the Underdark area. Underdark could be nasty. There's some pretty nasty shit in Underdark that could team wipe, but I could just ignore it. Can you farm for levels in the game? Not really, no. Not really. There's a set amount of XP that you can earn. However, if you do all the content, most of the time you'll be overleveled for many of the things that you go into. if you skip content or you take shortcuts, you might be underleveled or properly leveled. Let's show up even if it... Okay. Yeah, I need to go into the ini files and fix it, don't I? Yeah, I know. Like the first time you play the game, of course, you're gonna run into shit that you don't know about. But then, after my third time, I can pretty carefully say, okay, I can go here, and this will be a really good fight for me. I'm not gonna die, but I'll get enough XP to gain another level, more power. Or there's a really good weapon here that will make our party great. And this seems really risky to move this. I kind of forget what I need to change. It's something in the ini files to fix up. We should not move those. Okay, they should be in the core folder. They're not. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, we can move all this stuff around though. Curve planet emissions. Yes. Any idea on what other critters this game might have? I'd like to put a lot of wildlife in the game, and have it be unfortunately killable, or ingredients. I still would like to have a food system, but I have to prototype it. It's not a guaranteed thing. It's just something I want to explore, and it may work, it may not work. We don't know. I'm not too attached to the idea, so if we need to just remove it from the game's kind of idea, then we can. But if we have this food system, then we need to make sure that the player can actually they have enough to create from and enough to create. I mean, can I just call art? Blueprints. Makes sense. It'd be nice to see food and ingredients for the alchemy. Yeah, I was thinking, you could... some things you could use for alchemy or for food. Some things you could only use for food, some only for alchemy. And if we could tie this into the premise that when an NPC shows up, it's kind of like you're not really a bed and breakfast or an alchemy and dinner kind of location, but it may take time to prepare the potion or for you to go out into the world and get the ingredients, right? I can't expect the player to have the ingredients that they need for some specific potion always on hand. And it would not be enjoyable to the player to have to tell the NPC, no, I don't have what you need, and then they're gone. It's basically punishing the player for not knowing that they need something that they could never have known that they would need. There's no fun in that. So my idea to kind of fix this or to address this was tell the NPC to camp outside your hut, or, you know, as long as they can or need. Maybe some NPCs won't have the time to do that, and you might miss a window. Some may be able to say, yeah, I can stay for a couple days, it's not a problem. And you can offer to make them food. You know, you can offer to like make them a meal or something, and they'll pay you for it. And then you can sit down with them, you can have a meal with them, and you can talk to them and learn about them. You know, a way to just kind of take a breather, learn something about this character, and you know, for deepen that connection, right? Food bribes always right. That's true. The blueprints. Let's move these in here for now. I'm not too sure about the pacing of this, though. The pacing of this game is going to be very different from anything I've ever made. I think it's going to be a lot slower paced than what you might typically find in this genre. You know, similar, I would say, in pacing change from Red Dead Redemption 1 to Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2's pace is way slower. But it's because it's more of a simulator game, actually, like an immersive simulator game as opposed to an action game. Now, yeah, across the box. Move these in here. Data, move here. Yeah, Sims 2 seem to be a bit more slow paced. That's what makes them so chill. I agree. And I think aiming for certain emotional goals is probably going to be what we try to do. So we want the game to be chill. We want it to be relaxed. We want the player to calm down, slow down, and live life at kind of the same pace as the NPCs in the game, right? And I think as long as we keep that in mind, as long as we always make that the focus, we'll at least know that we've achieved the goal. And if the goal feels good, it feels good. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? Didn't I try to move this before? Yeah, and it had some really weird problem. Graph is linked to external private object, unknown culprit, unknown property. I remember this. This was so weird. Look. Stay calm and game on. Yeah, that's exactly it. UE5 macro library. Failed to save. This was from 2015. They were able to. You have hard references to a blueprint that contains compiler errors. I don't think I have any blueprints with errors. Oh, it's the same one. After remaking the macro library and macro, it started working. I want to remake this macro library. You know, part of me wonders if I'm supposed to have specifically this node in a macro. There's some problems with some asset action utility blueprints. Hold on, let me revert that. Where was it? Should be in content alchemy. Macro, okay. Undo. It's nice seeing a game be made. It's so much easier to love and appreciate something when seeing all the hard work put into it. I agree. I've always loved watching some good dev streams. I think it's a good way to share the vision. The library universal. Doing anything with these three things is just pass. We didn't screw anything up, right? I'm not gonna have errors. Oh, wonderful, I am gonna have errors. There's something wrong with that macro library. Oh, fuck. Yeah, there's something very messed up about that macro library. Macro library, universal library. What is this supposed to be doing? Not breaking everything. That's what it's supposed to be doing, and what it is doing is breaking everything. So the way like a macro library works is that it's a universal library of functions that I can call from most objects. And that makes it really great, because if there's just some small bits of code that I will use in so many different types of blueprints, I can just immediately call this every time. It's very useful. But for some reason, there's some bug in either this macro library or macro libraries in general in this version, that if I move the macro library, it breaks every single usage of the functions in the library in all of the blueprints. So now I have about 15 or 20 blueprints that are broken just because I tried to move this macro library. And I don't know why. Yes, so that is what we're going to be spending the next hour or so doing. I'm just going to try to remake the entire thing. Just going to rename all these to old. And then I'm just going to make them new here. Get ingredient struct. Just kill me. Absolutely fucking kill me. Ah! Okay, I feel better. Okay, ID and data. ID, data. I mean, and it's purely because I wanted the macro library to be in a certain folder, not in the root folder. So I guess I'll just make the new library. I will, I put it in the right folder this time, and I'll just replace it all. Get ingredient struct. Now we're going to replace all of the instances of this just like this. Compile and save. Row found. I don't want that to be row found. Shouldn't be row found. Oh, it is. There we go. That could only be moved or touched. No, it apparently doesn't. And like the purpose of using it is because of how stable it's supposed to be. That if you change the macro, you don't need to fuck with all the other blueprints. Like, it's separating it in this case it's supposed to be such a good thing to do. It's a feral cat. Man, I feel bad for feral cats. If I could, I would just find all the feral cats and just give them tons of love. Okay, effect tier to Roman. Effect tier to Roman. Tier and numeral. I'm actually gonna add up to 10 as well. Why not? Places I hear that actually treat street cats with as much love as a house cat. Japan is known for that. With like their cat islands and such. Check ingredient process. I mean, it's possible that I'm doing things with the macro library that I shouldn't. Like putting another macro in the macro. Putting one macro in another macro. But it let me do it, so... I don't know. I need some programmer to tell me that, like, dude, that's why it's broken. It's because you're stupid and you shouldn't have done that. I heard a horse in the song. Come on, Roach. Copy this. This is check ingredient processing. Which back for the row? Scene. Like, oh man, it's gonna be so great to get to Talos Principle 2 so I can relax. And then I realized that it's not going to be relaxing play. Talos Principle 2. Date and is processed, okay. Date B is processed. Replace this. Just delude yourself into believing it's relaxing, that's true. I mean, it's fun. I just hope we can get past that puzzle today. I'm gonna need as much help from chat as possible. Because we got stuck on the very first Golden Gate puzzle. But we're gonna sit down, we're gonna come at it with a fresh mind. Do our best. Change ingredient type. Change ingredient ID. They have hints. I was asleep for that stream, sadly. There's no hints. Usually they use the name of the puzzle as a hint. But there's no hints, and I don't know if I can auto skip those puzzles with the Prometheus star or whatever. I don't think I can, and honestly I don't want to. This is like the last 12 puzzles in the game, so I would like to be able to just do them and get it over with. Not that the game's been bad, just you know. I'd just like to do it. Base ID. Stop yawning. Stop it. Okay, better. Okay, because I know sometimes puzzles will have riddles or put pictures as a hint. Man, I wish it did. Because I went into it, I was like, oh, this one looks pretty easy. And then I have no idea how to solve it. And I had to end the stream. Like shit. Get effect type. Yeah, I feel like we already did this. We already tried to fix this by making a new macro library and replacing all the macros. This just feels like deja vu. Okay, effect ID. And effect type B is positive. Effect type B is positive. Maybe if you remake it enough, you'll find out what broke it. Man, I hope. I don't know. It's such a weird bug. It's kind of, unfortunately, one of those things you have to put up with Unreal. It's a lot like Windows in that respect, where it has so much power and versatility, but you're gonna have to deal with technical problems that you wouldn't have to deal with if you owned like a Mac or something, right? Oh, the wise words of Voss. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Set mesh visibility and collision. Set mesh visibility and 2 L's, 1 S. He should be visible. In the defense of the insane, sometimes you do learn after the 100,000th time. Yeah, it is true. Being wrong is certainly not as bad as being ignorant, though. Or I should say willfully. Which, in my opinion, is one of the reasons it's so important to suppress your ego as much as possible. Often the solution is overthinking. Not what I wanted. You mean not overthinking? Put my shoes on. I mean, I think it can go both ways, right? I think there are some cases where giving things enough thought is important, but at other times, just do it. Just do it. You're scared about that email you need to send out. You know what? Just write it up and just press send. That's it. That's all you have to do. I think GLaDOS had a really good quote about answers being simple. It's like, sometimes the easiest solution is the best solution or whatever. GLaDOS. The solution to a problem is usually the easiest one. Yeah. Which I think is kind of a way to stop trying to push fate in a direction it doesn't want to go, and don't overthink it. Alright, I think I have all of the macros here. I don't want to delete the old macro library because it would delete the nodes from all the blueprints that I need to fix, which would make it pretty hard to know exactly what I wanted to connect up. So we just need to press play and click on each of these and fix up all of the errors. I agree with that. Easing can be surprisingly hard to achieve sometimes. Yeah, I can. Okay, we have... I think this is... Yeah, this is change ingredient state. What did I call it? Change ingredient ID. Where is it? Wait, was it supposed to have a... Oh no, it's not supposed to have a... Okay. I'm going crazy. It said it had its exec pin, so I just assumed it had an exec pin, but it didn't have an exec pin. I'm going crazy. I will say there is one thing I wanted to briefly mention, and it had to do with the... I don't know if you guys are into the scene, all that localization drama about certain Japanese to English localizers that have been changing the intention of original texts when localizing. It only hits close to home because that's what my fiance does. She does the localization and translation. Check ingredient processing. Yeah, mentioning the I didn't hear about that, but I know many people have been doing that for a long time in many different places. Yeah, I don't like it. I'll put it that way. I think it's a form of like cultural censorship and just censorship of the author to change the intention of the words knowingly. Because, of course, people can make accidents, right? Especially if you're working with your non-native language, you can just make a mistake. But knowingly doing it is a form of censorship, in my opinion. And as an author, I would be absolutely furious if somebody did that to my work. It's supposed to be the false connected here? Probably. Yeah, Paxton is one thing, but no. To intentionally sabotage someone's writing. Yeah, it's really sickening, and they keep doubling down. They keep... I think there was a resurfaced video of... Okay, there was one specific incident that is being used as like the crown of this problem, and the woman who did it, there's a resurfaced video of her defending her actions at some convention, where she said, as an excuse to why she did it, or reason, said, "I have a vagina, deal with it." It's just, it's something, man. What a way to double down. How is that a reason? Okay, so for context, let me see if I can find the Dragon Maid-zation. Here's the issue with it, right? Oops, don't save I don't need that image. So in the subs for this episode of Dragon Maid, you guys can't see that. You have a conversation between two characters. What's with that outfit? Oh, everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it? You should try changing your body next. And the dub, which is what was changed for localization. What are you wearing that for? Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes. Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back. So yeah, that's the one that people are using as an example of localizers just going off the deep end. go. Now, I am not saying for... Okay, so my fiance, she speaks... She's learned Japanese, right? She went to school for it and everything, got her master's degree. And I showed her this and showed her the original Japanese text for this. And it's not at all what that scene is even about. And I believe that the author has even come out and said that the original intention is actually about Japanese housewives and the housewife culture, not about patriarchy or men in any way, actually. So it was legitimately just this localizer purposefully throwing this in for no reason. Well, I mean, the reason was to, make some statement. Better yet, too, I think a lot of the original authors of these series, like the Japanese authors, and the Japanese fans are now starting to get involved. They didn't really know about this issue before, but now it's spreading to the Japanese audience, and they're getting upset. Because the Japanese don't really care. I mean, this is broadly speaking, right? The Japanese don't really care about what the Western audience does, but what they do care about, and this goes for their entire society, is changing the original, basically censoring an original author's intention, or changing an author's work in any way. That is a huge no-no. In fact, it's one of the reasons why they have such strict rules and laws regarding like copyright and infringement of that. I mean, there's so many Japanese games you can't even play on YouTube because they don't want somebody speaking over that gameplay. Which I'm not a fan of that, but I also, I can respect that they want to have good laws around the authors of things and whatnot. I don't know, this whole thing is just absurd. And now you have people happy that they're being replaced by AI, which, yeah, I think AI would do a better job than people with agendas. But I also kind of want to get in touch with these companies and say, hey, my fiance, she does this too, and she's not going to change the original intent. No, we don't need people putting that. I wouldn't want to change for people with, regardless of their agenda or beliefs. If some anime was made or whatever with, that was just episode after episode of criticizing the patriarchy, and some localizer came in and fucked around with that and changed the intention, I would be just as upset. It's so insulting to the author to say, hey, if you want to sell your thing in our country, we're just going to change the meaning of your entire work. Like I said, the Japanese laws around this are pretty strict. If an author says that they don't like how something has been changed, then the studio was not allowed to publish it. Authors have absolute power in that regard. Like the 4Kids anime dubs were real bad for that. 4Kids. I'm not familiar with that. I don't watch a lot of dubs though. I mostly watch fan subs with original Japanese audio. The only thing I watch dubs for is Pokemon. And that's because I really, really totally love the Jesse and James voice actors. Meowth. Team Rocket are just so great. Which does, because I'm a slow reader and can't read and watch at the same time. Yeah, that's fair. I want to see original text, I will read the manga. Yeah, that's fair. Like, I played, do you know Ghost of Tsushima? You know that game? I played that with the Japanese audio and English subtitles. And I'll tell you what, playing an action game like that with also having to read subtitles, very difficult. I don't regret doing it, but it was a challenge. But it was very immersive too. It really put me into the feeling of playing Jean. I don't understand anything that you were doing, but it looks like it requires a decent amount of thinking to focus. Not really. Not really, just... I'm just replacing the old versions of the macro blueprints with the new ones. So I'm not really doing any work, I'm just redoing work, I guess. I press play, it tells me if there are any errors in blueprints. I click on the first one, and then I come in here and I replace the old non-functioning macros with the new one. Ability. So it's just time consuming. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly it. Because when I moved the macro library, it broke all of the instances of the macros. And even putting it back into the original place did not fix it. So at the very least, my hope is if I replace it with new ones and I delete the old macro library, hopefully we won't have to go through this again. You've offended the macro will no longer tolerate. Well, now I'm changing the intention of the original macro. I am localizing the macro. Ultimate Drug. It really appears to be same with the game mode and game instance, which need to be in this core. I mean, I guess I could just remake them. I just know that there are specific things in the ini files that I need to fix if I do that, and I completely forget what they have to be. But if this is what we're doing today, I might as well just get my hands dirty on that one too. Copy-paste stream. Well, hopefully I can do something more interesting once we get done with this. Ugh. A lot of macros here. Effect tier to Roman. Check. What was the macro for this one? Get effect type. If I don't do this properly too, it could cause what is it called? Extract, I think. No, what the fuck was it called? Ingredient struct. Idiot. If I don't do this properly, it could cause bugs. I just gotta be careful a little bit. And I don't always remember what I'm when I click on that, I don't always remember what I'm actually looking at, so check if ingredient can be processed. Okay. Check ingredient processing. Yeah, do this twice. One goes up here, one down here. Okay, that one's fixed. had it down here, so maybe I'll just put it back. Oh wait, I don't think I fixed all of them in that widget. Or did I? That'd be okay. I have written a lot more blueprints for this than I thought, I suppose. What the fuck is even this blueprint? So much shit here. Okay, it's to build the commission. Okay, yeah, that's just a lot of data. Expect tier to Roman. Might seem like more because you need to fix things, that's true. It doesn't even tell me the name of the old macro, so I always forget what the name is of some of these. Get effect. Okay, we're getting down there. We're almost done. Do you have a notepad to write on? I do have a notepad, yeah. I do have one. Which says, holy fucking shit, I just can't with AMD. Get new GPU. Which I did do, but I like having it there just because it insults that shitty old GPU. Yeah, maybe I should. I used to be so much better at keeping track of things I need to do. I used to be really good at it. This was back when I was like working on Darkest Dungeon and stuff. I kind of lost a lot of my discipline. I don't know why. I changed a lot when I moved over to Poland. I don't want to use trauma as like a scapegoat word in this case, but I underwent certain traumas. It was just there was so much change. So it was the first time I had moved out of my, the house that I grew up in. And not only was I, moving for this first time, but I was moving overseas. I was leaving my entire family behind and pretty much everything I knew behind. So it was just, how could I not change? Yeah, they certainly was. Culturally, there was also a bit to learn. It wasn't as bad, I was moving to another Western countries, so it wasn't terrible, but there were still cultural differences that I had to come to terms with. I didn't have like any money. Type. Hold on, I have a bad feeling about something. Feeling like one of these wasn't hooked up properly. Maybe not. We're okay. Yeah, I mean, some of it was probably for the better, some of it for the worse. It did a lot to humble me, which was very good. I certainly have learned a lot too working on the games that I've worked on in Poland and with the teams that I've worked on. Not that one, not the old one. But I also lost... I don't know why I lost a lot of my discipline, but I did. I don't really know what caused that. Knowledge is power, that's very, very true. I know a lot of ways not to do certain things, that's for sure. I think it's just because the game dev scene in Poland is so... It hasn't matured yet. And unfortunately with the amount that they can pay people here, most of the developers who are really, really good move out of Poland, make more money. So you get a lot of... You get a mix of like people who are really new to it or who know some things but don't know enough, and then finding really competent producers or designers is really difficult. And then because you aren't really being paid much, you know, it's just sometimes you have to rush through development of certain things. It isn't the most healthy game dev scene over here. Good companies do exist, though. Very good companies do exist. And every company is going to have its problems. But you know, to me, the way that those problems are dealt with is more important than the problems that they have. However, there's a lot of there's still a bit of like communist mentality that exists in some of the older people and older institutions. There's a big heavy focus on hierarchy and position and seniority, way more than exists in the US. It can be. It can be. Usually, you know, the generation that's around I would say people between like their 20s and 40s aren't going to have much of that, but they will have some of that because they grew up with that. So they perpetuate it, right? But for instance, I only worked for a few months at Far From Home, the developers of Forever Skies, and they had adopted a more Western mentality to running their company. There was no secrecy. Everything was just told. It was told up front. We were all adults working on the same project. There wasn't any mistrust or anything. It was a very, very healthy way to develop. And even just with those 3 months, I learned a lot, and I respect them very deeply for that. Hit effect type. I think one of the things it did was it showed me that the ideal that I had in my mind, just because I'd experienced it for years, where these companies were kind of, I just wondered if I was being too idealistic, and it wasn't possible to achieve what I wanted or what I imagined. And they showed me, no, it is possible. We're doing it. It definitely is, yeah. We really need to fix the emissiveness on that. Alright, I think it's fixed, so if I delete this, hopefully we're good. Well, I don't know my history perfectly, but with the fall of the Soviet Republic, Poland was, basically in shambles. And the company didn't really have its own leadership. It had its identity that had been squashed on first by the Nazis and then by the Soviets. And they both just basically, in different ways, they attacked from Poland from both sides and just fucked them over. So after that, there was so much change that had to occur. But the older generations still carried on some of that legacy, both good and bad, of of communism. And I don't know, it's very interesting. It's great to see Poland rebuilding itself and entering a better era, but there's still a lot of legacy remnants of the Soviets that lives on, especially with like how businesses and how they're run, and I would say with the architecture. A lot of really shitty Soviet architecture here. Which just looks like Minecraft building. It looks like a 4-year-old playing Minecraft designed the buildings and then chose the cheapest materials to build it with. and they're still here. It's really bad. But you know, a lot of those are getting torn down and rebuilt with better methods and materials. There's always construction going on. I'll show you some of them. They look like, yeah, it's just this brutalist architecture. It just copy paste. It's really, really boring. But then if you look at, you know, the architecture before that they had before that, and a lot of it, this is kind of, you know, trying to be rebuilt or reinstated in some ways. It's very pretty. So hopefully they get rid of some of those shitty, ugly buildings and bring back some of this stuff. Okay, do we want to move the game instance and game mode? I feel lots of modern architecture. It's just boring. It really is. It's so... We live in the most boring period of architecture, in my opinion. And it wasn't even long ago. It was the, you know, 20s to 40s. We still had amazing, beautiful buildings being made. I mean, a whole bunch of, like, Chicago... A lot of the buildings in Chicago that have really cool architecture were built not terribly long ago. You know, beautiful interiors, beautiful exteriors. I just think that the people who knew this died and didn't teach the future generations. You know, I think the Americanization was quite useful in some ways of immigrant families. And a lot of them chose to do it willingly. They chose to Americanize their... They were leaving something that was worse to seek something better as a group. And because of that, they wanted to leave behind a lot of the things that they grew up with, a lot of the ways that they had created the family. But then in one way, you also just have a loss of cultural identity. I think Calgary, and the most unique building is the Calgary Tower, because it isn't a rectangle. Oh God, the bean. It's the bean. I've seen the bean, I have touched the bean. Calgary Tower. It looks very similar to the, kind of similar to like the Space Needle in Seattle. You know the guy who made that is an asshole? The guy who made the bean? I don't know shit. You do shit. Anish Kapoor? Guy Mirror? What are these? What? Just a dish. mean, this is at least visually interesting. What has he done that's asshole-ish? I mean, okay, that actually... Okay, that's not too bad. It's better than the bean. Vanta Black controversy. Wasn't the... This was the, that really dark color. Oh, he... Okay. Yeah, he didn't... okay, yeah. Delta pigment called the pinkest pink. Okay, so he made Vanta Black and didn't allow anyone to use it. And then some other people have made a pinkest pink color. We didn't make it. He bought the rights to it and then doesn't allow anyone to use it. Why? That's really dumb. There could be so many interesting uses of Vanta Black in art. There'd be so many interesting uses for it. Interesting. Root Temple made something close that is more environmentally friendly and safer. Nice. Would feel pretty bad to be their daughter or son. Guy has way too much money for the shit that he's made. Fucking bean. Dude, he might have made the bean, but I'll tell you what. Can't find the bean. If you know, you know. Someone got his hands on it and sent him a picture of him sticking his fingers in it. I wonder if they could pursue any legal recourse for that. Probably not. Ban him from buying food. Okay, art. Beehive. box fixed. Blueprints. Processing box. So he hates it when you call his work the bean. So I'm gonna keep calling it a bean then. And go fuck himself. Maybe he can make a sculpture to do it for him. Ingredient jar. That here. Planet. If he didn't want it to be called a bean, he shouldn't have made a bean. Simple as that. What the fuck? Wait. Why are they here? Huh? That bean and chili. He's a snob, it is a bean. He is, yeah. Yeah, there's so much bad modern art. Wasn't there that hold on, there was that old like Jesus painting restoration. They hired somebody to restore the Jesus painting. You guys remember this? Oh god, that. Holy shit, it is so cursed. The fuck, why did... God. There's something going on. I gotta reload plastic and everything. Why do I have duplicates? No. God. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Look, worst case, I'll just revert everything to the previous commit that I did this morning. And we just won't ever touch this again. Simple as that. It doesn't even know. Okay, wait, hold on. I can fix this. I can fix this. There's some. Okay, I think I can fix it. Where is the plastic? Where's the repo stored? That's what I need to know. Oh, no. Workspaces, plastic. I think I need to delete the changes file. I think if I delete the changes file, it should reconfigure that, okay. Game dev is fun. I remember at some point, I think it was in my 6th grade class, all of the boys in the class, we wanted to be game devs. As far as I know, I'm the only one that's a game dev now. Blueprints, okay, they're in there. I don't see any issues. Yeah, this is what you get when you try to organize things, I guess. Ingredient shelf. Move that to blueprints. Fix up. Table. Alchemy table. Okay, some of these things need to go into art. We have blueprints. A table. Cauldron. We have a lot of enums here. Alchemy table. Station, trace state, ingredient station. Yeah, these all go to here. Let's see, ingredients. Oh, we have a lot of data here too. Oh God. Sleep and lurk, no worries. I'm gonna be streaming on YouTube later today, I think. Or old school RuneScape. Flavor. I mean, some of these are ingredients, some of these are... both for potions and ingredients. Flavor and shit. I should just do flavor. Biomes. Seasons. We'll just kind of, I guess, break it up even further. Icons. Icons need to be moved into art. Something with moving that macro library kind of screwed things up initially. Ingredients, BPL ingredient. We can move icons to art. Fix up all the redirectors. Ingredient icons. And move this to blueprint. Okay, it's starting to look better. A lot of shit here to fix up. Oh, fuck, I have so many people viewing. Got a lot of lurkers in chat, huh? I was just watching me organize my content browser. I'm riveting stream. Okay, let's move biomes. Biome. Biome folder. Should we put effects into ingredients? No. We'll make a new folder for that. Do it in its own. Effects. Effect. Effect. Requirements. Ingredient. We'll just fix up all the redirectors in one fell swoop. Season icons. Season icon. Strings. We'll handle strings in a different way for the full release, of course, because we'll have to do proper localization. But for now, I'm just going to be, keeping it in English, and then we can just put it in a data table. Alchemy table item, alchemy tags. Actually, alchemy table item, yeah, it should be in here. Alchemy tags is, okay. Yeah, let's put it in here. It's called tags. String. Ingredient jar. Flavor. And potion. Yeah, now we fix up redirectors. Oh boy. Oh, now I'm gonna do a fix up redirectors in just. Okay, we don't have any. Perfect. Alright, developers just has the proto cube. We could move some other things in there. I think we do have some proto materials. I mean, this whole thing's a prototype, right? But these are slightly different. Failed to save. The asset being saved does not have any of the provided object flags. Saving the package would cause data loss. Okay, how about just delete it then? It didn't even delete it. Oh boy. Nice. Okay. Now can I fix up the redirectors? Alright, inputs. We're gonna put two folders. We'll do input actions, and input mappings. Nothing too crazy. We might reconfigure this later to have mapping contexts as the folders and then put in the actions for each context. This will be an easy one to fix up later. Foliage. Foliage is okay. Maps. That's fine. Has the podcast been listened to yet? I do not know. I have not personally had any time to listen to it. Texture. They're icons. Biome icons. I might have time on the weekend, but I'm gonna be doing a little bit of streaming on the weekend, and then I'm gonna be doing some editing on the weekend. And depending if I edit and I don't want to record anything, then I'll probably listen to something on the side while doing that. Autumn, spring, summer, winter, season icon. Beach, cave, desert, forest, marsh, mountains, plains. Biome icons. Light requirement icons. And I think I also actually might have to, this is gonna be such a busy weekend for me. I have to meet up with some friends on Saturday, but I'm also gonna be streaming a little bit Saturday. I have to talk with my parents on either Saturday or Sunday. I have to edit my OSRS series on Sunday. Oh boy. Okay, materials looks good. Textures should be empty. We can delete that. UI. Oh yeah, we gotta fix this one up. Triangle texture, okay. Wonderful. We'll do UI. Okay, move that here. Alchemy HUD. Main HUD. Alchemy tag, this will be. Not too busy weekend for you. I am jealous. I like a nice quiet weekend. Info panel. Cross scene box info panel. Gradient shelf filter. I'm trying to do a lot of new stuff this year. Like new, I mean, this is new for me, right? Streaming the game dev of Cauldron Chronicles. Hopefully we can obtain some funding this year. That's going to be pretty big. We're thinking of moving to a new apartment halfway through the year outside of Krakow. Some of my friends from the city are in here, so I bet that's news to them. A lot of shit going on. Context control. Okay, that's like... kind of goes in main HUD. Version number, main HUD stuff. Gradient tooltip. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know where this is up. Tooltips. Info panel, elements. Potion panel ingredient icon, potion effect. Info panel icon, ingredient info icon. These all go in elements. I hope that's everything. Fix up redirectors, save all. You have a lot of changes. Major content browser. Reorganization. Did it. What? Item is now loaded on the change set you are working on. What? What does that mean? What does that mean? Add directory tree to source, add to cloaked list. Huh? I don't have anything cloaked. I've never cloaked anything. What have I done to this? The item is not loaded on the change set you are working on. Error normally happens when you're trying to check in a file that already exists on the repository, but for some reason was not updated in the workspace, so it needs to be downloaded first before you can submit changes in this path. But it's not. Like, it's not here. What the fuck? How do I fix this? Please retry the check-in operation excluding this item, then update the entire workspace to fix any inconsistency. Okay, how do I do that? Add to cloaked list. Remove from cloaked list. How do I exclude it? Makes sense. Yeah, it's weird. It's like it doesn't know that we need to add that folder. If that's what I'm seeing. all sounds very dangerous. Let me do this. Let's make a backup of that. I could try just updating a workspace. Is not the workspace I want. There are no changes in the workspace. You say that, except you show 161 changes. Current workspace selector doesn't contain any rule for repository. I too love to witness the destruction of my own project in slow motion. You know what? I could push the changes from Unreal itself. Try doing that. It still has to recognize the changes as having been made, though. A little scared that it doesn't. I mean, everything is working. It's just plastic that is fucking up. Okay, everything's locally modified. Submit content. Major file reorganization. Also plastic. Fucking up. Lol. There are no changes in the. Alright, plastic. There are no changes in the workspace. Maybe I have to select them for add? want to open a support ticket. Review the files that appear as changed and pending changes. Are they actually changed? I mean, not just the file timestamp. Okay, we can try to do a command line. Does this have command line though? We'll try it. Not in a workspace. How do I change workspace? Workspace. I want to move to that workspace. Wait, switch. Changes. Oh, command. Move. Moves or renames? No. Match. Move. How do I get into a workspace? I want to move the workspace. I want to There's so many people watching me do this. It's the Witcher music, isn't it? So I can just, okay, CM, show commands. All. Want every single one. Change list. No. That is. Am I missing it? Plastic SCM switch works. No, I need to know it from a command line. CM switch. Oh, I just need a CD to it? What was the list? Show selector. Workspace select. What was the name of this shit? CD. Shows it here. It shows. How to do that? VM workspace create. I already created the workspace. List the available workspace. CM workspace list. Great. PM. Okay, let's try to CD there then. Shit, I need to put this in quotes. I can do this so much easier. Watch this, guys. Right click, shift right click, and then open PowerShell here. Wow, it's amazing how that works. PowerShell is better anyway. Oh, hey, Horcrux. Sorry, I had a different window open. I can't update my workspace in my version control. I can't push the changes because there's an error. I'm trying to fix the error. Slowly and not very surely. It's very, very frustrating. Just close the window that I need. CM check-in. Says there are no changes in the workspace. Yet it shows 161 changes. Yeah. I could just re-download the fuck you plastic. What if I just revert this whole thing? I made a backup. So what if I do a little cheeky delete? And he's here. Okay, that's fine. And what if I undo? And then I take the changes I made and I oh no. Wait, what? I think someone... This is just... Oh my god, plastic, stop. Stop. Why do you do this to me? Do not ruin my life. It was bad enough when they found my tunnels underneath New York. I was trying to look for diamonds. Delete this. Not sure what I seen, but if deleting and refreshing the files completely didn't work, then the branch data of the hidden folder must be corrupted. There's something fucked up. It didn't know that I was on the... Okay, I'm somehow on main now. I still have pending changes. Why didn't these get checked in? Kill me. There are no changes. It says they're changed. Gotta work on commissions? Yeah, no worries. Let's just try opening this up. Yeah, I do. It's all in the cloud. Let's just see if this is borked first. The good thing is I have all of my changes saved. I can always revert to the previous branch. I have a history of breaking plastic. Yeah, worst case scenario, I'll just make it completely fresh. Let me see if there are any errors first. There doesn't seem to be. Submit content. Reading to. Yeah, there's some issues with the first person map. It doesn't detect those as having anything changed though. Which could be, it could also be some intermediate problems, right? We fixed most of the problems, but we still have these 8 things. Well, let's open up the map. We'll just see if there are any errors, I guess. Foliage instances for a missing static mesh have been removed. Okay, whatever. Don't see any errors here though. It's all working. We don't really need this map anymore. Well, I wouldn't mind having this map here. Yeah, it's the same thing. There are no changes in the workspace. Well, I guess we could just do the same thing as before. Where I just make a backup of these files, I revert the changes, and then I copy and paste the new changes in. Yeah, look, it shows it's changed too. It's got the little change symbol. That's weird. Alright, external actors. And first person, then interactable. Make a backup. Get out of there. Wait, there's not even a changes file in here. I don't even have a changes file. What is going on? Dude, it's so borked. It is so fucked up. Alright, let me try this. Switch workspace. I just delete these. I don't care anymore. Do I even bother uploading this to YouTube? Just 3 hours of organizing ass. You know what? I should. It's all a journey. Yeah, no pending changes now, is there? Can't change what doesn't exist. That's deep. That's philosophy. Alright. Now we go in here and we... do that. 8 new actors. No pending changes. And let's see if the file works. I have a very long history with completely destroying plastic repositories, so this is very on character. Yeah, that's working. Tried once, didn't like it, switched to Git. They've all got their pluses and minuses. Git's pretty nice though. Actually, kind of like plastic, or not plastic, Subversion. But I know that that can cause some problems with people. Okay, now let's booked process. I think this is what we need for the first one restore. The brew button isn't working. Why is that? I mean, that could just be something with the... Let me try with this. We know that the alchemy table in the prototype map currently has issues that we have to deal with. So far, it seems to be working properly. Where are my harvestables? They're not here. Did they get deleted? Facing a lot of derp issues today on stream too. Bad day. Yeah, that's so true. all my ingredients got deleted. Why? Serious? Are they just gone? It shows them. It shows that they exist. Only shows some of them though. Arrow cactus, blue desert. Oh, this is all of them. What can I do to fix? We didn't make any changes to the map. We didn't even move the map. We didn't move any of the map information. What is going on? How does it show them existing, but I don't see them? But if I paint a new one, there it is. I just Control Z and they all showed up now. I can't. I give up. I give up. I'm turning around. Because all I wanted to do today was reorganize assets. I wanted to fix the project. And everything I've done to fix the project has broken the project more. All this is doing is teaching me that organizing things is bad. And you're better off having a single folder called game and putting all of the assets in there. No other organization, no other folders. This was supposed to be the healing that we do before we jump into Talos principle and get frustrated. I'm going to the store today. I'm buying alcohol. And you can't stop me. I'm gonna drink a lot. At least this is working. Oh, look, the bones. The bones look nice. It's a nice touch. I still don't like the harvest text, but the bones are nice. Except that this is floating. This was not floating yesterday. Or Wednesday. This was not floating. What changed? I guarantee you this was not floating. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Where's the dev stream? Day 35. We're gonna find this shit. I'm on a mission. Where did I do things? Boner shrine. It got all fucking weird. Where are the bones? Where did I do it? Was this day, right? It was this day that I made the bones? Beehive. I think I did it at the end of the stream. Beehives, trees. Okay, fix the trees. Oh, fly back there. No, fly all the way back. Oh, that's when we were implementing the time of day system. Wait, here it is. Here it is. Foliage type. Alright, place it down. Go faster. Okay, you want to press select single. Looks good. This idiot's got a spot on his cheek. Gone away. Nose is itchy today. This is the one. I place it back here. And zoom in. Fuck, it is floating. God damn it. Alright. Oh, God damn it. Hey, Datu. Alright, which one of these is it? Not that one. No, it was that one. Maybe it's because the Z offset wasn't set. Yeah, there's no Z offset. Alchemy. Foliage. Desert bones. Oh yeah, I didn't set the Z offset. Oh, it's because I didn't set the Z offset because it's supposed to sink into the ground a bit already. Yeah, look, it does sink into the ground. Which is why I didn't... Oh no, I do have it aligned to normal. Alright. Alright, I'll fix it. Well, see, it looks fine there. Alright, that looks better, actually. Kind of. It's workable. Now I'm a little worried that these other ones are floating too. Datu, congrats on the Morning's End Part 2. How was the agility? Did you fail too much? Alright, I think the bones are fine. I swear we okay, no, it's... Alright, it looks fine. Oh my god. What a day. What a day. That summer prize failed like 6-7 times in total, I think. That's not bad. That's pretty lucky. What's your agility level? Oh, your agility level's not that bad though. It's actually pretty good. C5, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to doing the elf series on Mole Man, because so much of the quests are done underground. And if I can complete some of those quests, they give quite a bit of XP. I don't know how much. 60,000? Yeah, that's quite a bit. Just have to be able to do all of this stuff first. In Plague City, that is not a very underground one. Oh my god. Sheep herder on Mole Man. No. No. Sheep herder on Mole Man is gonna be so bad. It's like 30 minutes of time I'd have to save up. I should remove these. They're crafting stalls in Dorshan? I think so. There's definitely a lot of ways to train in both Dorshan and Keldegrim. Okay. Let's save it here. I'm absolutely done with Unreal today. And we're gonna switch over to Talos Principle. I mean, to 15th AV might be a hurdle for you. Not really. I think if I save up about 10-15 minutes of time, I can just thieve and lumberge on the men and women. I don't think it'll be too bad. It's just gonna be, I need some time, right? Maybe 10 to 15 isn't enough, but it won't be too bad. And I can, I can always get it up to maybe 5 or 10 and then just lamp the last few levels. All right, let's switch it over though. We can talk about it more. I'm going to push this, fixed a couple of foliage issues and had a scare when no ingredients showed up. I'm done. Just done. I give up. I mean, if you don't have a few check-ins like that, are you really doing game dev? No. And I'm gonna make a new branch for yeah, but there should be so many changes between these two. I don't know. Weird. All right, create branch from this change set. We'll do prototype open world develop. All right. And that's what we'll go into next week. And I'm gonna save these. Just in case. Technically we should have both versions on the repository now, but this will just be the safest. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna switch it over. I have to close the stream, switch over to 720p, 60 FPS, and then relaunch. So you'll see the stream go down for like 20 seconds. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm very sorry. If you've made it this far in the video for Cauldron Chronicles today, I'm so sorry. But I promise next week we'll be back to the normal shit. No more organization. Promise.